Alright, today's video we were talking about the Solstice weapons that are coming out. There's 3 of them. 2 of them are very cracked, 1 of them is very meh. We're going to go as quick as we can just so that we're not lingering a lot and taking 20 years trying to explain them all. But we're going to start with the grenade launcher. You're going to want smart drift control with high velocity rounds enhanced. You can get tier 4 of these, or tier 4 weapons, so you definitely want to go for that so you can get them enhanced. Those are the best ones. They have no negative effect. They're really good. They have positive effects that are useful, so worth doing. The 3 main perks I'm going to talk about is Envious Arsenal, Ambition Assassin, and Slice. Those are all in the first column of the perks. They are the best perks, I think. Slice for just making things do less damage to you is cracked. If this allows you to proc it on multiple ads at once with the grenade launcher, that will be cracked. If it's only one at a time with each shot, it'll be sad, but it'll still be a useful perk for like boss damage and stuff, just to make the boss do less damage to you. So crack perk. Ambition Assassin's always a good perk no matter what. You can have 2 in the mag, it allows it to go to 2, and it's just nice to have. But by far my favorite perk for these Aerial Denial Grenade Launchers, which they're really good still for ad clearing and damage dealing still if you have the right builds, is personally Envious Arsenal. This perk is just so good. You do damage to the other weapons, it reloads this one, and if you're doing like a damage phase that's cracked, or if you're clearing ads out, it's cracked too. If you use it the way it's designed for it, it is very cracked. You can put out ridiculous damage, ridiculous ad clearing, ridiculous everything. So I love it as a whole. Favorite perk in the game. Honorable Missions are Recycled Energy, Demolitionist, and Blast Distributor. All 3 are good perks for energy regen and stuff, but you don't really need them anymore because there's so many ways to get ability regen. Plus, this thing has Attrition Orbs, which is what the final column we'll talk about. Attrition Orbs is really god tier. Let's be honest here, it's one of the best perks in the game for now, especially if how they've changed everything. It will heal you. It will make you do more damage with your weapons because of your mods. It will give you your health back, like I said, your energy abilities back, your super back, your melee, your grenade, all of it back quicker. It's just better as a whole. And you can build into it to make it even better. And yes, you can combo this with energy recycled or demolitionist to get even more energy regen, I know. But I prefer to have something that either just makes ads do less damage like Slice, or allows me to reload it very quickly, or reload with a lot, like an extra shot so I can shoot off more. Hatchling, love this perk still. I think it needs to be buffed. I think it's the worst one out of all the elements building for clearing ads and stuff. It is a fun one. I do love watching all the little threadling worms running around killing things. I think it's funny. But I still do think it needs to be buffed, but it is still a great perk to use, especially for aerial denials. My final perk to talk about for the end column is, like, main perk that I want to talk about is Elemental Honing. This perk is really good for ad clearing and boss damage still. Yes, you have to build into it, but it's worth it because it just absolutely obliterates things. Even on the lower end and on the higher end, it absolutely nukes things. Like, it is just amazing perk, especially now that the weapon stat, it builds into it even more. It just makes it feel so good and so amazing. I love this perk still, so I would recommend it. Honorable missions for these perk, Binary Orbit could work. It is basically a better version of Harmony. It has a place. It's just not like the best option, but it's not the worst option either. But it's definitely an option you can do. You get a kill with another element of weapon or ability, and you automatically can do 25% more damage. So, yes, it's less damage than Elemental Honing, but it is easier to proc, so it just takes a different element. That's not dark, so since it's a strand weapon, you have to kill with a Void, Solar, or Arc. Any weapon or ability that's one of those elements will make you do 25% more damage. So that is nice, especially for damage phase, that it's a nice little increase, and ad clearing is a nice little increase. So it is an honorable mention, but it's not the perk I want the most of. I will try it out on it, obviously, and see if it's good, but it's not the best perk in my opinion, but it is a great perk, so it is worth using. The next one we're going to talk about is the SMG. This thing is absolutely cracked, in my opinion, and potentially could be better. Your tied Apex. It is a 900, which is my favorite type of SMG. It's a 900 lightweight frame, which I love. So yeah, right away we're going to go into what perks you should use. You should use, for PvP, full bore Ricochet. If you're in PvE, you could use Ricochet, or you could use Mag perk, one of the Mag perks. That could work too. Pinned Mag, or Alloy Mag, or Extended Mag if you wanted to, but it would lower the reload, so I don't really like Extended Mag, but you can technically still use it. For the actual perks, there's a couple here that are good for PvP. We've got Lone Wolf, obvious choice. Everyone knows Lone Wolf is cracked. Worth using, 100%. I mean, literally just makes it so much better. So, worth using. Another shout you could do is Transcendent Moment. And this will increase if you get a kill with the weapon. It will give you a stability and handling increase, which handling never goes wrong, even though these things are very fast because they are lightweights. Their handling is very high no matter what. It'd still be nice, there's no harm putting a little extra handling on that. And then if stability, it's 41 normally, increase it with that. Increase the stability. Not bad, you know. Stability can't hurt nothing. So that would be the PvP roles. You could also use Heal Clip for PvP. There is a meta there. I've used it on some of the weapons in PvP, and I like it. So it is definitely possible to use, especially if you have high healing stat. You'll heal a lot from this, so it is worth it. So I would recommend that, potentially. Now to PvE side, which has a few different roles. We've got Heal Clip Incandescent, the most obvious role. Yes, this is all of the SMGs have this. There's nothing special with it. But it does have the new perk, which is interesting, Burning Ambition, which I don't really like that much at the moment, but I haven't gotten to experiment with it a lot yet. But this weapon does acquire a unique chance that this could be very good on this SMG. And that is because it has attrition orbs. So we know attrition orbs doesn't work for incandescent. Unless Bungie's changed that, I haven't tested it out this season, but if it does work with incandescent, then incandescent would be the best way. But if it doesn't, then in theory, Burning Ambition could be cracked. The reason incandescent doesn't work is because it counts as a ability, not a weapon. I know that's confusing, but that's how the game like categorizes it, or whatever it's called, or however they call it. It is an ability effect that's being caused by a weapon, but because it happens after the weapon kills, it is why it doesn't count as the weapon. Whereas Burning Ambition counts as the actual weapon dealing damage and causing the scorch, because it doesn't do an after effect, it's doing a current effect while shooting. So in theory, attrition orbs could work on this. If there's another weapon with this out right now and someone else tests this, I don't know. If somebody has tested, let me know in the comments. But as far as I know, nobody's tested this yet. So this could be cracked or it could be useless. But if it is cracked, this could be very fun. I'm very excited to try it out. If it ends up being useless, sad face, whatever. Attrition orb's still a good perk. You could use incandescent still just to kill ads, have multiple ads killed, even though they won't proc a whole bunch of orbs. It'll just be nice. Or you could use a damage perk. One of the damage perks could work well. That's about it for the PV side, but I'm still excited for it either way because there's a new tier SMG, or a new solar SMG in the tier system, so I am excited for it. The other thing you could use for PvE or PvP is Chaos Reshaped. We did wait to talk this because this can be either or. It is a good perk, damage perk, pretty easy to proc. So it is a bit of a pain to proc in a sense, but it's not hard to proc, so yeah. The other thing you could use that's either PvP or PvE as well is Binary Orbit. It can work in both. Get a kill of another weapon type or ability type, and you get 25% increased damage. That's pretty cracked of a perk. That's definitely higher TTK, and in PvP there's builds around that. You do use other weapons and other elements. You don't have to use a special. You could use primaries or something else, so it could combo really well. Or you could, in theory, use your abilities to get kills as well, or supers or something. So this could definitely work there too. Definitely has a place. It can work in either PvP or PvE, so that's why we waited to say that. It goes in both. As far as I care, I'd always use a range masterwork. As for the masterwork for the grenade launcher, I believe I forgot to say, handling is your way to go, by the way. You should use handling masterwork just so it comes out quicker. No matter what build you use, you want it to whip out quicker than not, so handling's the way to go with the grenade launcher. Range for the SMG. And then the final weapon is the bow, and personally, it has nothing going for it. The only thing that's really special on it is Archer's Tempo and Archer's Gambit, but that is a very few select amount of people that can use this perk combo in PvP, so it's kind of useless. Yes, it's good for those people, but everyone else can't use it, so unfortunate. Demoralize could be a play for PvP. You might be able to double body someone. I don't think you will, but you might be able to. Archer's Tempo and Eye of the Storm, I don't think we've had that combo in a very long time. So that could be a potentially cracked perk. But sadly, you don't really gain anything from Sword Logic or Precision, so it's not really worth it, because the type of archetype it is. So sad face. PvE, you've got Destabilizing or Repulsion Brace and Destabilizing, which is the normal perk combo for everything for Void, so it's not really special. You could use Dragonfly with Destabilizing, that could be fun. Not too broken, probably, but it would be fun. Double explosion types. You could also use the Improp 2 ammunition perk with Destabilizing. Clear ads out, get constant, ammunition spawn. So that could work really well in theory, too. Very situational, but still could work. So it's could be very fun, but both start in a good spot, in my opinion, in PvP or PvE. They just need love. I don't know what Bungie needs to do to them, but their perks suck. I don't want to be meta again in PvP, but you don't see anyone using them. Even the people that always use bows, there are people I literally play against all the time that have thousands and thousands and thousands of kills. I should say hundreds of thousands of kills with bows in PvP. And they're not using bows this season. So I don't know what happened, but bows seem to be nerfed somehow, because they're not using bows. And I've never seen them put a bow down ever, no matter the meta. So the fact they're not using it tells me something's wrong with bows. Maybe a bug, maybe something else. I don't know. I haven't tried any bows out yet, so we'll try this one out, see if there's anything on it that's interesting or good or feels good. But sadly, that's nothing really special. Nothing really benefits anything here, so it's kind of just a trash bow. I'm very disappointed in it. I kind of wish Bungie would have made it good perks or maybe brought newer perks out for bows, but they decided not to. So, unfortunately, disappointment. But those are the Solstice weapons. The grenade launcher and SMG are absolutely cracked for both PvP and PvE. I didn't talk about it for, obviously, PvP for the aerial denial grenade launcher because it is very situational. But there are people that use it in PvP, and you can definitely dominate with it if you know how to use it right. But it's more of a PvE-oriented weapon, so it's fine. That's why it's more PvE. But it does have fun rolls for PvP, which are basically the same fucking rolls I said. It's literally the same. But the SMG cracked for both, without a doubt, PvP and PvE. Potentially even more in PvE if it has that one roll works. And the bow's just a disappointment. It has some rolls for PvP and it has some rolls for PvE, but they're all disappointing rolls, personally. So I don't think it's worth it. I will still get one because it's a new tier weapon, but I don't really think it's worth using. That's my opinion. Anyways, if you enjoyed the video, like, subscribe, comment what you think. If you enjoyed the video, thanks for watching. I appreciate it. These are the Solstice weapons that are coming out. Or that will be out time this video goes live. So yeah. Thanks for watching. Adios, we out. Bye.